Alright, so this is gonna be my 20 and pregnant story. Um, yeah, so I found out that I was pregnant in, I wanna say June. And, yeah, so I started not being able to hold food down. One day I just started throwing up everything that I was eating. I couldn't even drink water without throwing up. I was working and I couldn't eat at all, and I just felt really shitty. And yeah, and obviously I was missing my period, but I had just gotten off birth control, so my period had been wonky for the past couple months already. Actually, the past year, so I didn't really think much when I missed my period for, I guess, 2 or 3 months. Yeah, and I was super stressed, so yeah. Anyways, so one day after 2 weeks of not being able to hold any food down, me, my boyfriend, and our two friends were at the Forest Preserve, just hanging out, just, talking and stuff. It was super hot that day. I remember it was like 2 o'clock and I didn't eat yet, and I got really dizzy and I passed out, and I don't really remember anything much before that. I just remember waking up and like really stiff, and they were trying to tell me to lay down and I couldn't lay down. I was just like upright and just like really like rigid. It was really freaky. And yeah, so my boyfriend picked me up, threw me in a car, and took me home. I took a cold shower and got me some food finally because I was hungry as fuck. And yeah, so I was getting really worried, and I didn't think I was pregnant at all because, I don't want to think about that because that's not part of the plan right now. But obviously it was. So the next day, I told my boyfriend that I wanted to get a pregnancy test because I was gaining weight, and I was throwing up, and I was getting dizzy, and it just sounded like I was pregnant. So I got a pregnancy test, and I couldn't take it. I waited like a week to take it. And I took it at like 2 o'clock in the morning in the middle of the night. My boyfriend was sleeping, and yeah, I took it, and it was positive, and I had really mixed emotions about it. I was happy because, I was just thinking there's someone there with me, but at the same time, I was sad because I knew that we always said that if we got pregnant early, then we would have an abortion. So I remember waking up my boyfriend in the middle of the night crying, and he just told me to lay down with him, and he held me, and we fell asleep. And the next day, I made an appointment at St. Anthony's Hospital so I can get an ultrasound, see how far along I was, see if I was able to have an abortion. And I mean, I don't even know how far along I had to be to have an abortion, but that was just part of the plan. Yeah, anyways. So, the 2 weeks later, I went to St. Anthony's Hospital and we got our ultrasound. And, I mean, by this time, I'm a nervous wreck. I feel like shit. All I could think of is that I have this little life in me and I can't do anything for him. So, we get to St. Anthony's Hospital in Chicago. I get my ultrasound, and it was mixed emotions. I was happy and I was sad at the same time. But as soon as I saw him on the screen, I bursted into tears. I cried so hard that my side was hurting. It was just, I felt really shitty because, it's supposed to be a time that you're supposed to be happy to have a little life and you're seeing them for the first time, but all I could think was, what the fuck am I gonna do? What the fuck are we gonna do? My boyfriend had just broken his leg about maybe 2 months before that, so I was the only one working, supporting both of us, paying the car payment, insurance, food, everything, yeah. And yeah, I just remember crying really, really hard, and the lady who did the ultrasound asked me if I wanted to know if it was a boy or girl, and my first answer was no, because that would just make me more attached, and it would just break my heart even more. But my boyfriend convinced me to find out the gender, and we found it was a little boy, and it broke my heart even more, because I always wanted a little boy. I always wanted a little boy first. And at that moment, honestly, I felt like a mom. I think at that moment, I became a mom. I had so much love for this little boy, and I just seen him for the first time. I was just so happy, but then I was so sad at the same time, because I knew our plan wasn't to keep this baby. Yeah, so when we left the hospital, it was kind of, a depressed, ominous feel between the both of us, walking around with I still have the little St. Anthony's card with our first picture of him, little Christopher, and his ultrasound picture. And yeah, we went for a drive after that, talked a lot about a lot of things, and basically that day we decided that we were gonna keep him and become parents. And yeah, and everything, I would like to say that everything was great and happy, easy after that, but it was super duper hard. This was a really hard pregnancy for me. I didn't get to relax because, like I said, my boyfriend had just broken his leg and he was out of work. Yeah, it was, so I was working. I had pulled extra shifts. Thank God, I'm actually at my work right now. We're super dead because it's Memorial Day and everyone's barbecuing because it's so nice out, and I'm stuck in here. But I'm really thankful that my boss cares about me so much, and she really looked out for me and gave me a bunch of days to work. She gave me 5 days a week. I was working 50 hours, over 50 hours a week, even up until a couple days before I had given birth. I was actually induced, so I was induced on Tuesday, and I worked until the Friday before that. Yeah, so yeah, it was a super hard pregnancy, but honestly, it was all worth it at the end. I got my little baby boy, and yeah, I'll probably talk about giving birth in my next video. Hopefully, there will be a next video, but yeah. Well, thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, please share. I would love to make more videos about me and my baby boy. And yeah, thanks.